Hey YouTube, thank you for visiting my channel. I have a little article I want to share with the family. Article is 12 years old. It is dated October 23rd, 2008. The title says Greenspan, El Maestro. I was wrong about the economy, sort of. So it's kind of windy out here. I'm going to be reading my notes. So bear with me. Thank you for visiting my channel. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. I guess the computer algorithms, it helps to get the message out there. So let me begin. So let's see here. The former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan had conceded that the global financial crisis has exposed a mistake in the free market ideology, which guided his 18-year stewardship of the U.S. monetary policy. A longtime cheerleader of the deregulation, Greenspan admitted to a congressional committee yesterday that he had been partially wrong in his hands-off approach towards the banking industry, and that the credit crunch had left him in a state of shocked disbelief. I have found a flaw, said Greenspan, referring to his economic philosophy. I don't know how significant or permanent it is, but I have been very distressed by the fact. It was the first time the man hailed for masterminding the world's longest post-war boom has accepted any culpability for the crisis that has engulfed the global banking system. During a feisty exchange on Capitol Hill, Alan Greenspan, he told the House Oversight Committee that he regretted his opposition to regulatory curbs on certain types of financial derivatives, which have left banks on Wall Street and in the square mile facing billions of dollars worth of liabilities. I made a mistake in presuming, this is the good part, that the self-interest of organizations, specifically banks and others, were such that they were best capable of protecting their own shareholders and their equity in the firms, Greenspan said. So Mr. Greenspan was hoping that the banks were going to follow their integrity and work ethically and protect their shareholders. That didn't happen. Greenspan partially said, let me see here, Greenspan, partially, I made a mistake in presuming that the self-interest of organizations, specifically banks, is such that they were best capable of protecting shareholders and equity in the firms. I discovered a flaw in the model that I perceived is the crucial functioning structure that defines how the world works. I had been going for 40 years with considerable evidence that it was working exceptionally. The overall view I take of regulation is, I took an oath of office when I became the Federal Reserve Chairman. I'm here to uphold the laws of the land passed by Congress and not his own predilections. In 2008, basically, they had a mortgage meltdown. Everybody knows. I mean, you watch the movie, The Big Short, and it basically tells you how they were selling mortgage bonds that were based on loans that were going to default. You would think that people learned a lesson. Now, the more I think about Archegos, I'm going to talk about AMC here and GME and other companies that are short, but I only follow AMC and GME. The more I think about Archegos, the more I question how many more private investors like Bill Wong exist. Why is this so important to me? This is the way they get around regulation, by being a private investor. This is the way no one knows who they are or how many positions they hold in single stock companies, if they're shorting the stock if they're holding 40% of whatever company they're holding. So in other words, the Archegos Credit Suisse issue that came about 3 weeks ago tells me that there are a lot of people that are sneaky, that are going around basically not following regulation and doing everything that they can so that they can keep playing their tricks and taking advantage of people and taking advantage of the stock market. I think there are a lot of people like that. I'm pretty sure they know exactly the rules and regulations and how to get around them. The banks may be in on this as well. So AMC and GME, in my opinion, are a victim of what happened in 2008 and what's basically happening now. There are rules, and every single person that works in this field and that is in the United States of America, they have hope, they have optimism in rules and regulation, and that the higher ups will do the right thing so that the average person, I think that's what the Wolf of Wall Street called everyone, average people, the average person. The higher ups, the Senate, the congressmen, seniority House leaders, Mitch McConnell, everybody needs to get involved, in my personal opinion, to basically protect us from corruption. Anyhow, thank you for following me. I appreciate it. Again, there are people that work these fields. This is exactly how low they have to bend over to pick these beautiful strawberries. 10 hours a day. AMC GME a la luna.